Here I am, Lord. Is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night.
I'm dedicating this flame to the diamond platinum gray.
Diamond platinum gray.
I'm dedicating this flame to center of light down under.
Center of light down under.
I'm dedicating this flame to the Father.
To the Father.
I'm dedicating this flame to the Mother.
To the Mother.
I'm dedicating this flame to the Son.
To the Son.
Thank you.
I guess we'll do announcements before we get on with other things.
Really, the only announcement that I can think of is that we have a solstice service coming up on June the 20th, which is a Saturday at 7 o'clock in the evening. We have 3, possibly 4 baptisms that evening. So please come and join us while those ceremonies are being performed. And just enjoy the evening with us and bring in the solstice energy. I don't have anything else to announce unless anybody else does. Anything from the board? Alan?
We just have a meeting, it's a Zoom meeting coming up this Thursday night.
Zoom meeting coming up this Thursday night.
First of all, excuse me, y'all, do we have any visitors here? No.
Technically I am, yeah.
What's that?
Technically I am a visitor, yes.
What is your name, please?
Miles.
Miles, welcome. We're glad you're here. Is this your first time?
Yeah, it's my first time today.
Welcome, and we're glad you're with us. Okay. I just wanted to be sure that I got everybody welcomed here. So, all right. Now then, for our decrees, we will do the preamble. Do y'all have it? Okay. Together. May all that is involved in human speech be cleansed. Our tongues and throats be washed with light and blessed. Our minds and hearts clear channels for the God's expression. And that which we decree shall manifest. May consciousness hold strong in full awareness. All inner turbulence be laid to rest. All personal desire be bowed in joyful service. And that which we decree shall manifest. May each accept his source within the heart of God, and know that all who live are God expressed, and know the power of the real shall have dominion, and that which we decree shall manifest. In love, in power, and in wisdom balanced, may all the work be done with truth its test, outpicturing the Master's plan through this clear channel. And that which we decree shall manifest. Okay, let's do affirmation of the disciple. Together, I am a point of light within a greater light. I am a strand of loving energy within the stream of love divine. I am a point of sacrificial fire, focused within the fiery will of God. And thus I stand. I am a way by which men may achieve. I am a source of strength enabling them to stand. I am a beam of light shining upon their way. And thus I stand. And standing thus revolve. And tread this way the ways of men. And know the ways of God. And thus I stand. The decree that we want to do is light, love, and life. Together, I am a seeker of light, love, and life. I am a seeker of light, love, and life. I am a channel of light, love, and life. I am a protector of light, love, and life. I am a protector of light, love, and life. I am a manager of light, love, and life. I am an enhancer of light, love, and life. I am an instrument of light, love, and life. I am a lover of light, love, and life. I am a being of light, love, and life. I am light. I am love. I am love. I am. Today is the day of the Festival of Goodwill. We have 3 full moons that are really big time celebrations. Easter, of course, all of us grew up with Easter. I'm thinking that there's no one in our group today that didn't grow up with Easter as a full moon and a festival. And then Wesak is something that I learned when I came to this center. And Easter, the emphasis on Easter is about love. And then Wesak is a Buddhist festival, and the emphasis is on light. And the full moon of Goodwill, the emphasis is on the evolution of humanity. The evolution of humanity is obviously quite a project. And so, one of the things that I want us to turn our attention to today is what are things that help enhance and create more possibility of goodwill. So that's how we're going to be focusing today. The first hymn that I want us to sing is page 1, Flow Spirit Flow. That shine, spirit, shine, I think Will wrote that verse.
Yes.
I just always think of it, when we do that. So to me, that song really fit in with what we're thinking about today because, okay, flow, spirit, flow, but in order to flow, we really have to heal and also be instruments of healing. And then, of course, when we get some of that accomplished, then we shine. That's a good thing. And can be on an individual and group level. Well, then I want to sing, for us to sing, This Is My Song. This is my song, oh God of all the nations, a song of peace for ones afar abroad. This is my home, the country where my heart is. Here are my hopes, my dreams, my holy song. Hosts in other lands are beating with hopes and dreams as true and mine as mine. My country's skies are bluer than the ocean, and sunlight gleams on clover leaf and palm. Lord of the West, have sunlight too and clover. And skies are red, even as blue as mine. Oh, hear my song, thou God of all the nations, a song of peace for them and for mine. This is my prayer, O Lord of all earth's kingdoms. Thy kingdom come, on earth thy will be done. Let Christ be lifted up till all men serve him, and hearts united learn to live as one. Oh, hear my prayer, thou God of all the nations. Myself I give thee, let thy will be done. Donnie, will you come and sing Whispering Hope with me? Soft as the voice of an angel, breathing on the sun unheard. Oh, with a gentle over. Wait till the tempest is done. Oh, for the sunshine tomorrow after the shower is gone. Whispering hope, whispering hope, welcome thy voice, welcome thy voice, making my heart in his sorrow rejoice, rejoice. In the dusk of the twilight, dim by the region afar, will not the deepening darkness brighten the glimmering star? And when the night is upon us, why should the heart sink away? When the dark midnight is over, watch for the breaking of day. Whispering hope, whispering hope, how welcome thy voice, welcome thy voice, making my heart in his sorrow rejoice, rejoice. Now, as I say, I wanted us to get ourselves centered. I wanted us to give thought about what it takes to put us in a frame of mind of goodwill. Because see, now we're going to close with let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. But it does, it has to begin with us. And it's pretty disheartening in some ways if we're not careful. Some of the things that point, we're in such a divisive time. And, oh, there is room for different points of view. And most of us, I know, I'm pretty devoted to my point of view. I bet I didn't corner the market. And learning to extend to others the time and the development of their point of view. We might not end up just at the same place. Doesn't make the one that ends up at a different place from us despicable. We need to be sure that we know that a point of view is a point of view and a person is a person. And we don't want to get it all tangled up and lump them all together. So, anyway, I think we are basically centered. We've done decrees, we've sung songs that led us to thoughts of our goal of goodwill, and we sung songs of hope for that. And I know that sometimes in setting intentions, you don't have music, but I want to today. I'm going to play music. I want us to be centered, and I want us to set an intention. I'm going to invite you to set an intention of how you, we can contribute to goodwill. And I'm going to play some harp music right now to give you room and space and time for that. If you will come and do the meditation for us.
Today's meditation has to do with the Goodwill Festival and service to humanity. As Nancy said earlier, that the first festival was the festival of love, of the Christ. The second festival is of the Buddha, of enlightenment, light, and wisdom. And this festival has to do with humanity and spreading that light to everybody on the planet. So first of all, I would like to call for some protections for us today. I call for an orb of protection around this group of light servers. I call for our tube of lights to be intensified and the protection angels to be all around us as we move up in consciousness to work. So as we are in this sacred space, peaceful within ourselves, and are aligned to our higher selves, we affirm the fact of group fusion and integration within the heart center of the new group of world servers. And we are mediating between hierarchy and humanity. So in your minds, repeat after me. I am one with my group brothers and sisters. May the love which is in my soul pour forth to them. May the strength which is in me lift and aid them. And may the thoughts that my soul creates reach and encourage them. May in your mind's eye we project a line of lighted energy towards the spiritual hierarchy of the planet. The planetary heart, the great ashram of Sanat Kumara, and towards the Christ at the heart of the hierarchy. We extend the line of light towards Shambhala, the center where the will of God is known. Picture these lines as best you can. If you're not familiar with Shambhala, it looks like a big crystalline temple. Hold in your mind in contemplation and open to the spiritual energies of light, love, and will to good streaming into Shambhala and radiating through the hierarchy. Using the creative imagination, endeavor to see the three planetary centers, Shambhala, hierarchy, and humanity, gradually coming into alignment and interplay. Now reflect for a minute on this seed thought. I recognize my other self, and in the waning of that self, I grow and glow. Now, using your creative imagination, visualize the energies of light, love, and the goodwill pouring from Shambhala through hierarchy, the Christ, through this group, and into the planet, so the plan of love and light will manifest. And together we sound this affirmation. And please repeat after me. In the center of all love, I stand.
In the center of all love, I stand.
From the center, I, the soul, will move outward.
From the center, I, the soul, will move outward.
From that center, I, the one who serves, will work.
From that center, I, the one who serves, will work.
May the love of the divine self be shed abroad.
May the love of the divine self be shed abroad.
In my heart, through this group, and throughout the world. Please continue to visualize the downpouring of spiritual energy released from Shambhala through the hierarchy and streaming into humanity through this group. As we sound the great invocation, visualize the outpouring of light and love and power from the spiritual hierarchy, illuminating the consciousness of the whole human race. Together, from the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wheels of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the planet on earth. So be it.
I was thinking of different things that contribute to goodwill, because it's some sort of out there ideas, wonderful, but we need to bring it right here where we live. One of the things that Peggy talked about was some teacher that said one true expression of love was to get your enemy's child, if the enemy is no longer able to raise the child, and raise it in their faith. And I've been thinking, some years ago, well, actually, I think Dennis Kucinich, well, I don't know almost anything else about this man, except that one of the things he wanted was to create not just a Department of War, but a Department of Peace. And I do think that if we're going to have peace, we really have to consciously bring ourselves to considering what we can do to contribute to it. One of the things I got to thinking about that can contribute to goodwill is the ability to change our minds about something. In this day of extreme polarity, I believe that's something that we might all be challenged for. And I'm going to be open to having y'all put in some ideas if you would be willing. We have someone who would be willing to share with us an idea of what could contribute to goodwill.
Being considerate of everyone.
Being considerate of everyone.
In every respect.
Yes.
The ability to pause, give space for goodwill or time.
All right, the ability to pause and give space for goodwill. I don't know if all of you can hear, that's why I'm repeating it. Wendy talked about with the COVID-19, how that she worked, I think she made soup and took it to people in need. There really are some people who have been really put in difficult situations about this. Not getting to work and all. I mean, now, when you live long enough to be retired, folks, and you get your retirement check, even if you didn't get to play your music and earn money that way or some other things. But some people don't have a cushion or a backup plan. So, even if we didn't give our physical energy to cooking something, I mean, we could go to the grocery store and bring something for the food pantry. But I guess more than anything, I think about the thing of how we can respect each other even when we don't agree. Because not respecting or just being so devoted to our own point of view that we can't give over to another possibility, those are the kinds of things that bring us friction and dampen the ability to provide goodwill.
When there is a problem,
You don't say, oh, that's not my problem. You accept it and you make it a non-problem as best as you can.
I think that's right. Do you have any examples you want to offer us about that?
Oh, what?
All right. I mean,
Just
I didn't
speak
know-
right out. No, thank you.
All right, that's fine. I guess like being a part of the solution instead of a part of the problem.
Just spending time with somebody that doesn't have anybody to talk to. Just if you think of somebody, call them, find out how they're doing. It's some people are never have people talk to them or call or visit or anything. And it means the world to people when somebody does. Give a few minutes of their time.
Well, you're so right about that. And if we're going to bellyache about being shut in, we can't get out, well, what a good way to use our time. To call someone that you think of, to reach out to them.
I was 16 and a senior at Notre Dame of Maryland in Baltimore. And we had a year of sociology that year. And we were going to spend 6 months on one problem, the racial problem. Now this is 1943. It was an acknowledged racial problem. She asked us to raise our hand if we would take the black side. I was the only hand that went up to take the black side. And we did spend 6 months talking about it. And here we are today, with almost the exact same problem being looked at. And I can't help but remember being 16 and raising my hand and saying, let's really seriously talk about this problem. And it is my hope that the United States does something different.
Yeah, it's hard to not feel overwhelmed sometimes when we think, I like to think, well, wow, we're done with, we don't have any laws of who sits at the front or the back of the bus, and we don't have any keeping people from the counters and the, when they go to eat and things like that. And our schools are integrated. And then we think of things that have happened just recently. And, I guess we want to think that we're making some progress. And I guess we are, but it feels like a snail's pace. And it feels like sometimes we're going backwards. And to think about goodwill is not a simple thing to think about, but it's an essential thing to think about. It behooves all of us to center ourselves, to open ourselves to guidance, not ours, but Spirit's, so that if we have stubborn points of view that won't change, that we can open our minds and our hearts and we know that in order to get to this festival of the hierarchy of humanity, this festival of goodwill, it's calling for some evolved folks, and some of us feel very human. Nevertheless, it's up to us to be where we are and work for our best selves. in our highest potential. I've got two things for us to do to close the service. I want us to sing "Let There Be Peace on Earth" and let it begin with me. And then I have a benediction, which is a decree that Peg wrote that I'll get my decree book out to do. So, our center, okay, we're challenged in our offertory to give from where we receive and to give from the blessings that we have. So let's sing. The light of Christ flows through us as we give and receive God's blessings of prosperity and abundance.
Sure. I've been watching and listening and reading on Facebook and hearing on the news. And so many people are coming out, and just like what Peggy said, it doesn't seem like there's been much change since the 50s, other than outer change. You know, you don't see the whites only, blacks only, or colored only bathrooms or water fountains and that sort of thing. People are allowed to be on the buses. We have integrated schools. But what has not changed in a lot of people is the heart and minds and what we feel inside. So we need to dig deep and feel what we really experience, feel what we really feel inside. I've looked at myself recently and seeing where I might have racist views. I don't consider myself to be a racist. I love everybody. I don't have any difficulty with other races. But there's some old records that are deep inside from where I grew up here in the South. And there's some reactions that come up. And I have to deal with those because I don't like what I see. I see so many of the stars that are coming out now, the celebrities that are coming out now and saying similar things. And people really don't know what to say. It's like, I don't know what to say. All I want to say is I love everybody. You know, and my home is open to anybody that wants to come and be there and to share our hearts and minds with each other.
May your gifts be returned to you, 100,000-fold in the way that you need them. And now I will go to the keyboard and we will sing Let There Be Peace on Earth, and then we will close with the decree. We know we're you and me and we, so let's just do the plural version of it, if we may, please.
Us?
Yes. Together. May love flow over us. May light shine upon us.
May peace enfold us. May joy uplift us. May health support us. May harmlessness protect us. May wisdom humble us. May intuition guide us. May God's presence fill us all the days of our lives.
All right. Thank y'all so much for being here today. Have a wonderful day and up and coming week. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy.
And please return to the flames, Delcy, if you would, please.
Return the flames of love and light.
My brown note is move not a line forward.